Hi, welcome to Unit 3, Lesson 7, Solve Equations with Supplementary Angles. So in our last lesson, we learned the basics of supplementary angles. The big thing being that it's two angles that add up to 180 degrees. Excuse me. So that's what we need to think. When you think supplementary in math, you think 180 degrees, okay? So same is true for today as it was yesterday. So that being said, we're just going to go straight into some of the examples. Number one is also number one on your practice. Angle KLM and angle MLP are supplementary angles. The angles have the following measures. The measurement of angle KLM is x plus 30 degrees, and the measure of MLP is 2x plus 60 degrees. What is an equation to solve for the unknown angle measures? Write it in simplest form. So we know that we have two angles that are supplementary, which means we can say, oops, look at that, I'm already messing up. KLM plus MLP, those are the angles, they add up to 180 degrees. Well, we know that KLM is equal to x plus 30. We need to add that to 2x plus 60. Okay, but we're not done here. It says to write it in simplest form, so we need to combine like terms. So notice we have an x and a 2x. Well, if you have x, that means you have 1x, so 1 plus 2 is 3, so we would have 3x. And then we have two constants. We have positive 30 and positive 60. So if we add those together, we get positive 90. Remember, you have to consider the sign that's in front of the number. And that is equal to 180 degrees. This is as far as we can go simplifying it without actually solving for x, okay? So this right here, this is what the question is looking for. Number two, this is number 5 on your practice. So just to keep that in mind, two angles are supplementary. They have the following measures. The measure of angle QRS is x plus 16, and the measure of angle SRT is 3x. What is the measure of SRT? So, first thing we need to do is we need to figure out, okay, well, we know it's 3x, but we need to know what x is equal to in order to get the actual measurement. So we're going to add them together. Just like the last problem, we can say, okay, well, QRS plus SRT is equal to 180 degrees. We know that because they are supplementary. QRS was equal to x plus 16 plus 3x for SRT. Next, we can simplify. We can combine like terms. So we've got x plus another 3x. That gives us 4x plus 16 equals 180. Now I'm just down to a two-step equation. So I can go ahead and subtract 16 from both sides. They'll cancel on the left. We have 4x equals, and then 164. And then we'll divide both sides by 4. Okay, well, let's see. 4 divided by 4 I know is 1, and then 16 divided by 4 is 4. So x should be equal to 41. Let's check. Let's see if Miss Angel's math is correct. 164 divided by 4 is 41. So even though I was pretty confident in that, it's still a good idea to check our work. Okay, that's not our final answer though. The actual question was, what is the measure of SRT? Well, SRT was equal to 3x. Well, we know that x is equal to 41, so we can do 3 times 41. Well, let's see, 3 times 3, no, just kidding. 3 times 1 is 3, And then 3 times 40 is 120, giving us 123. So the measure of angle SRT is equal to 123 degrees. Okay? And then from that, finding the other angle measure would be really easy too, but it didn't ask us to do that for right now. Okay, number 3, last one for today, and it's also number 4 on your quick check. Two angles are supplementary and have measures. The measurement of angle QRS is x plus 40. SRT is x. What is the measure of QRS? So, same concept that we just practiced. We can add them together. So we have x plus 40 plus another x equals 180. Okay, so it tells us they're supplementary. Well, I can combine my like terms. I have two x's. So 2x plus 40 equals 180. Subtract 40 from both sides. They'll cancel on the left, and we have 2x equals 140. And then divide both sides by 2. X is equal to 70. Okay? But again, that's not our final answer. We want to know the measure of QRS. Well, measure of QRS is equal to x plus 40. Well, x is equal to 70, so 70 plus 40 gives us 110 degrees. So that would be your final answer. As always, reach out. Tell me if you need extra help. I am here for you. Have an awesome day.